Welcome to Pivot Parenting, where we help parents of teens overcome regret and disappointment to find peace and connection in every situation. I'm Heather Frazier, your parenting expert. Journey with me to discover effective parenting tips, improve family relationships, and build a brighter future for your kids. Buckle up, things are about to get better. Hey, my friend, welcome to Pivot Parenting. I am excited to continue sharing my first book, How I Fix My Teen, with you. Today, we are diving into chapter 4, and it is titled, I Suck So Bad and Everyone Sees That. Because I think that we often feel this way. And this step that I teach is about judgment, how we judge ourselves, how we judge our children. And I share a really pivotal, inspirational moment in here. I share a journal entry about visiting a loved one in a behavioral hospital who was experiencing some suicidal ideation. And so I want to give a trigger warning for you. There's also a trigger warning in a couple chapters on the same topic, but more than anything, I want you to focus on how we receive inspiration. And however you relate to the divine, I love Jesus and my heavenly parents. That's how I relate to the divine. But I believe that the divine talks to all of us in whatever way we choose to relate and recognize the divine. And this is something that has served me so well my whole life when I can dial in and pay attention to inspiration. And my second book, Mom Got Jesus Wrong, Hallelujah, is essentially a compilation of these aha moments that I have had in my own faith journey, in raising my children, in my children rejecting my faith and the work that has put before me to accept or to blame them and not do my own work. And so I am so excited. This chapter is kind of a teaser for my second book in the sense that my second book is just riddled with all kinds of spiritual aha moments. And of course, I have strung them along in a fictional narrative. The book is a young woman's journal, but many of these aha moments that she has have been mine in similar situations. Basically, every crappy thing that happens to the heroine in Mom Got Jesus Wrong, Hallelujah, either happened to me directly or someone that I know and love personally. All the ways that they were mistreated, all the ways that I have had to pray and ask God to help me see His perspective, understand His ways. And so I am so excited for you to hear chapter 4. And if you like this chapter, you will love my second book, Mom Got Jesus Wrong, Hallelujah. And the link to order that book is in my show notes. So for sure, go ahead and check that out once you're done listening to the episode. And here we are. Chapter 4, I Suck So Bad and Everyone Sees That. Have you ever noticed how your teen can see and call you out on your crap like nobody's business? They see our weaknesses, wounds, and insecurities. They've also seen us at our worst, and we've become human to them. No longer the superhero that knows all and is perfect in the eyes of a 4-year-old. Really stinks, but it's also pretty standard maturation for our kids. Lark was especially good at this. She'd argue, point out how I had lots of flaws, and send me crying. I actually thought she delighted in upsetting me. It turns out her actions were about her. Wild how that works. Just like me crying, it was about me interpreting her words as mean, hurtful, and intending to wound. I was wrong. I would forget to do something. I would lose my patience. I would forget something again. I forget things a lot. There is very little space to be human when a teen is on the hunt for flaws. One day after school, Lark was in a mood, 16, beautiful, confident, and terrifying. I spent so much time being scared of her, scared that she would say or do something to hurt my feelings, to hurt one of her siblings. It's like she delighted in it. She'd done some kind of personality test in a class and was boasting about her results. She was only a few points shy of having sociopathic personality traits. I was shocked that she was pleased about this. What kind of mother raises a daughter so gleefully cynical? Another day, she came home from AP Government and wanted me to take a political views survey that she'd taken in class. She was sure our perspectives of government issues would be polar opposites. I took the test and we were within a few points of each other. She was shocked. Apparently, I wasn't the backward, bigoted Republican she thought I was. As friends, you should know that I think all parties have the goodness to give and struggles to improve upon. Those are her words on Republicans, not mine. Hate-filled extremes exist on every side, as do really good people who want to improve our nation. And so we have two seemingly at odd things to consider. We're wrong, dumb, flawed, versus our kids are brats that have inflated egos and need to grow up. Neither feel great, but when your daughter sends you crying because she very validly pointed out your flaws, what other options are there? Lark loves to spar about everything and anything, especially when she was a teen. Another developmentally normal thing is that she's right about everything. It's easy to make jokes about how relieved all of us parents can be now that we have such wisdom in our homes, that all the answers are taken care of, but it's just neuronormal for our kids. And to be honest, they are pretty smart. They often make good points, have clever ideas, and have fresh sets of eyes on old problems. I love that each generation builds upon the steps taken by the previous generation. Racism, sexism, freedoms, and health all benefit from our strong-minded youth. Here's an insight I received on being wrong and how to properly view my situation. November 4th, 2018. Yesterday, I was driving home from visiting a loved friend of Lark's at the behavioral hospital when I had an epiphany. I've been wondering a lot lately about how some adults think and behave so badly. They're nasty to each other and their babies. They can't see past themselves. And how grateful I am for the knowledge and understanding I have slowly gained over the years. Then it hit. What's the difference between me and them? Pride, ego, the natural man. I have learned that I am often wrong in what I think about myself and others. I can say, I'm wrong and I'm sorry, and I do every chance I think it applies. The Lord asks us to be humble. This is exactly it. We will never change or grow if we are always right. We stay the same. Ego wants to be right. It's afraid of shame or guilt of being wrong. It's easier to be right, and the issue is someone else's fault. But what actually happens for me is the opposite. I feel more confident. I feel like my family values and trusts me more when I say what I'm wrong about. This is the only way that we can continually align our will with God's and find the kind of joy and happiness that He provides, which always feels better than being right. God doesn't show us all the steps we need to take and when and where we will arrive. We have to step into the dark and be submissive, and then He will take us by the hand and lead us. I wrote this because Lark's friend, someone I love dearly, was in the behavioral hospital due to their cruel, abusive parents who blamed everything on this young adult child. They were unyielding in not seeing themselves and their abusive behaviors clearly. It was mind-boggling to me how they could create so much damage to their own precious child. This bit of truth hit me all in a moment of clarity, and I'm forever grateful that in my confusion, I was given understanding. This was just as I was beginning to consider becoming a parenting coach. One of the most common misconceptions that I coach moms around is an ego versus humility error. Humility isn't, I suck, I'm no good, I know nothing, I am nothing. And ego, thinking you're amazing and perfect, isn't the opposite of humility. They're actually two sides of the same coin. How? Thinking you suck is false humility. It's self depreciation and it's trying to assess value based on what you've done or not. It's looking outward to assess your value. And that is also ego. Same thing. The antithesis of them both is confidence. This isn't, I'm the best, I know everything. Confidence is humility. It's knowing your strengths and shortcomings and weaknesses and being okay with them because you know that they don't add or subtract value from you. Strengths and shortcomings are separate and unrelated to your infinite worth. As an example, let's talk about this book. Another full disclosure, I have never wanted to be an author, yet this year I have written 2 books. This is actually the second, but first to be published. My second book is a surprise, and I'm so excited to tell you about it when the time is right. How does one have the stamina, insanity, or drive to write 2 books in 12 months, you ask? Great question. I would love to tell you. I couldn't help myself. Love you, Elise Myers. But seriously, it's because my value isn't tied to my writing. Therefore, it doesn't have to be perfect, and I'm not stressed over it being perfect or what professional authors might have to say. Not caring because you know that your value is intact regardless of success is a huge burden saver. Seriously, I'm writing this in my most flippant of moods. I am writing from my heart, bearing my soul, and I know you appreciate it because we're friends. If someone doesn't like it, okay, I guess it wasn't for them. Now what? I know that I felt driven to write this for someone. And if it's not everyone, cool. I just want to be real, to help those who would value my help, and to know that I'm doing my best, not to prove anything or be better than I already am. I just foster my connection with Christ and let Him lead me along. It's so simple and liberating. I was running on the treadmill when this book came crashing into my mind. I had to be wrong about being an author. I had to be wrong that I'd only write 1 book. I had to be wrong that I wasn't good enough to hear the Spirit or be given this task. Teasing out how you feel about yourself, working on that, and keeping separate how your teens see you are important chunks of fixing your teen. Step 3. To fix your teen, stop judging you and them and start embracing being wrong. Hi there. I just want to pause and let you know if you are struggling to make sense of your teen's behaviors, emotions are running wild, and you're looking to turn things around to have the family you dreamed of while rocking them to sleep, I would love to talk to you. I want to give you a special, powerful gift. 30 minutes with me, my friend. You'll walk away with more confidence, clarity, and understanding of what the issue is and your next best step in resolving any situation you bring to me. It's completely free. I love families and want to help yours be wildly happy and successful. Book this call by visiting my website, heatherfraser.com. Remember, Fraser is spelled with a Z-I in the middle. And don't worry, the link is also in the show notes. I look forward to meeting and helping you. As long as you worry about being seen as smart, capable, whatever it is you want so dearly, you'll scramble to control the perception of others and miss the real stuff. And that is the real problem. Not if your teen calls you out on your hypocrisy, or your father-in-law hates your cooking, or your spouse always seems disappointed, or your mother thinks you could keep a cleaner house. Want to know a secret? Letting everyone see that you aren't perfect isn't a problem. It's freedom. Try it out. Love yourself and your family regardless of flaws. We all have them. Can we please stop pretending that we don't? They aren't a problem until you believe that they are. This is the step after gaining some self-love skills, because that's where we have to start. Let's 2.0 self acceptance by wrapping up all the judgments we have about ourselves and our kids and letting them go. Bestie, remember the time when we went insane after our teen recited how we'd forgotten their birthday to our entire family at Sunday dinner? Or when they ratted us out because we had to ask them how to spell conscious because even autocorrect couldn't figure out what we meant? Ooh, or that time when you wanted to leave the room screaming because they laughed at your appearance when we were headed to lunch? Okay, those aren't our memories, but I'd like to imagine we have such a lovely trauma bonded deep connection. So let's go back to this rock and hard spot, two seemingly at odd things to consider when our teens, ourselves, and others judge us. We're wrong, dumb, flawed, versus they're brats that have an inflated ego and need to grow up and learn to be nice. So, what do you think? What's the answer? While you're contemplating, let's play a game. Who's bothering your soul right now? Where is your judgment directed? Self, teen, spouse, whoever it is, take a moment to write down all the nastiest judgments you have of them. It's on scratch paper, of course, because we're definitely not keeping it, but for sure, actually write it down. All of it, because I see you dancing around the worst of it. We're besties after all. Got it yet? Now, next to each one, let's consider why this is and why we're finding issue with it. Next, I want you to spin it on its head. Give me the reason why it makes sense, is helpful, or is logical. Not justifying abusive behaviors if this is your situation, but even abuse can make logical sense, like a mental disorder or them feeling justified in their mind's eye, and we still don't need to allow it. It's our belief that spawns our judgment. So really look at your beliefs. I've got a few that I've done away with, and it helps me judge less, which feels great. Here are a few you're welcome to. Teens should not lie. Nope, we all lie, and it's developmentally normally for them to do it more prolifically. You're supposed to like them all the time, and they're supposed to like you 100%. Yeah, no, it's unavoidable to be annoyed or have differences in personalities. I'm supposed to get it right all the time. Seriously, show me a person that this is true about. They're supposed to read my mind, expressions, whatever, then keep me happy, not upset me. Again, who actually has this skill and do they have time to get anything else done? I can never quit, take a break, or be tired. If you want to be miserable, sure. I have to earn a day off, a nap, treats, having fun, and lazy time. This is a misunderstanding that value is earned. Not true. My kids are supposed to be productive all the time. This is teaching our kids the same misconception that they have to earn value, love, and goodness. Nope. My kids are supposed to go to college, love Jesus, and like being home. This is lovely until our kids do otherwise. We want these things for them because we think they provide safety and happiness. But these are not guaranteed and can also be found in other ways. My kids should want to do chores. This one kills me that it exists at all. This is personality, and some have it, others don't. It's just a fact to make peace with. Respect is something that I'm owed. Showing respect is about them, not you. For sure, let's ask for it, give it, and teach it. That's where our job ends. Set boundaries and get on with it. Thinking that I'm owed anything, really. My husband should stand up for me, my kids should help me, people should like me, and my life should be easy. I really love these things. I want them, but I'm not owed. I ask and set boundaries for what I want. They're all on me. to create or solve for. That I have to be a mother, live my religion, exist according to social rules. This is not owning your agency. We all choose what we really want, and we can change our minds as often as we like. We don't get to avoid the consequences of our choices. Be honest with yourself. Own your choices and the right to change them whenever you want. You aren't trapped. That my body, skin, hair, family, and home should look any other way than how they do. This is a really hard one for most of us. I get it. I spent 4 decades hating my skin that I could do nothing about. It wasn't normal, so I was teased, embarrassed, and shamed. Now I don't give a flying panda what people think of my vitiligo. As my friend, I know you love how unique it is. I'm not there yet. But I also don't use self-tan or like makeup anymore, which is freeing. What are yours? Write those down too. Note how your beliefs are directly linked to your judgments. Consider what you've written. Does it create goodness in your life and family? What if it wasn't society's take and you got to pick? Would you pick it still? Does it take energy with little to nothing in return? A free life is one in which all of it is up for grabs or trash. A free life is one where you've hand-selected everything in it. This is the life you deserve, my friend. This is where peace lives. Let go of what your best self doesn't see a need for. You're in the driver's seat, so you can pick anything back up later if you miss it. Back to the question I posed above. 2 seemingly at odd things to consider when our teens, ourselves, and others judge us. We're wrong, dumb, flawed, versus they're brats that have an inflated ego and need to grow up and learn to be nice. Answer: both and neither. Also, it doesn't matter. We're all dumb and brilliant. We all have kindness and nastiness that comes from us. That's not the point of strengthening your relationship with self or child. It's in making peace with that reality. When we do, we stop judging. And when we stop judging, we feel better. And when we feel better, we love and show up better for everyone. It really is that simple. It's basic psychology, and I'm here to talk more with you about how that plays out whenever you want. This is the part where most people say, yeah, but I have done really terrible things. Yelling, putting hands on my kids, or yeah, but they are so nasty and lie and steal, I can't just let that go. There needs to be consequences. For sure, all of our choices come with consequences. That's not it. It's that I'm bad, they're bad, things should be different dance that I'm saying needs to go. Judgment and expectations are very different things. And I just want to take a second to ensure you see the difference. We can have expectations without judgment. Let me give you an example of what I mean. You can have an expectation that serves your family, such as phones get plugged in for the night with mom and dad. You don't need to think your kid is a liar and ruined when they sneak a second burn secret phone and chat all night with their friends. Just follow through with an appropriate consequence. Love for all. You didn't fail and they aren't the devil. You're just being a parent and they're being a kid. Dropping judgment of how they should be just helps you have helpful expectations and follow through with consequences, all with unconditional love. Besides judgment, guess what else needs to hit the bin?
Heather is the one, an expert in the field. She knows her parenting stuff, including how confusing it can be. You've tried it all, and it's a lost cause. Crying in the closet 'cause you failed at being a mom. But think again, there's peace around the corner and there's hope in your hands. Your kid just wants your love.